Hello, this is Short Me Tina from shortmetina.com doing a recap of The Spy. So why am I doing a recap of The Spy? Well, for one, I mean there's other indexes you can look at. Obviously, you have the Russell, you have the Spy, you have the Nasdaq, you have the Dow. Me personally, for whatever reason, I gravitate towards the Spy. And I usually pay attention to that to get a sense of the overall market, right? So I wrote a blog a while back, and it's a blog that I constantly rehash because I think it's a extremely important lesson in terms of trading, right? So, and this is not new. This is not my sort of wisdom that I'm, bestowing on you. It's something that I read. It's something that's been spoken about. It's just something that I gravitate towards, and I think most people, for the most part, should follow the philosophy. So what that is for me, it's being long, right? Being long most stocks in my portfolio when the market is trending up, like we see here. So majority of the positions that I have in Short Me Tina's portfolio are long positions because of this, right? So let's go back here just as a quick example, 2007, 2008. If I, so say for example, we were to go back to 2007, 2008, I would be short majority of stocks because we're in a declining or bearish market, right? Conversely, right now, I'm long most stocks because we are in a uptrend or bullish market. So it hasn't been the easiest bull market, and I'm gonna zoom in right now. I'm looking at a chart for the past 10 years, a weekly chart for the past 10 years, just so you can see the overall trajectory, right? I do believe a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'll try to minimize the amount of cliches that I use, but I want you to see this screen so you can see that the market is trending up. Granted, we've had some pullbacks along the way, but the overall trend is up. So if the overall trend is up, it is in my opinion, and I am no financial advisor, I am not licensed to provide any type of financial advice, but it is in my opinion that we should be long most stocks when the market is trending up. It's easy. Go with the flow. Go with the flow. So now I'm going to zoom in for the past, let's look at the last 4 years, right? So for the last 4 years, so we trended up, and right around, let's say, late 2014, and technically until more or less now, most have argued, and I think it's a relatively fairly valid argument, that we've been in somewhat of, we can say, sideways movement, right? I mean, granted, we've had some hiccups, for lack of a better word. If you look here, we had hiccups over here. So that was the August flash crash. And if you look here, we also sort of came out of this 2 year trend earlier this year. And that had a lot to do with the fact that we thought we were in a bear market. And then you have here, which again, we still respected the range here, but this June, this was the whole Brexit fiasco, and since then, we've actually trended higher, even breaking out of this range here. So the range would be like, let's say 200 to 212, right? And so late August, I believe, or late July, August, sometime around there, we actually broke out of this trend, and we've pulled back since. And I think we've pulled back, obviously, because of what's possibly coming up, which might be a hike in rates going into next week. But that's yet to be known. But I think we're going to see some volatility next week because of that. So some folks, here's the thing, and not to toot my own horn, but for the most part, I've been spot on in terms of, you know, anticipating what the market is going to do next, right? So when we were, forget August, let's start here. So when we were around here, I told premium subscribers that it made sense to long the market. And believe it or not, when everyone thought we were falling off the skies, I was writing articles on, understanding bear markets. Bear markets present the best buying opportunities, etc., etc. And I said, well, it's wise to long the market because based on the technical analysis I was doing back then, I thought that we were going to continue on up. And I said it back in April. I think I said it back in April when everyone again was crying that, we were falling off the cliff. I said to my members that, look, I might sound crazy. There aren't too many people preaching this, but I think we're actually going to accelerate up and we're actually going to go on to have all-time highs in the summertime, right? Not calling myself a visionary or anything like that, but that is exactly what happened. And after the Brexit, when we shot up, I also said to subscribers, well, listen, I think I have not changed my stance. I still believe that long term, right, we're still trending up, but I was anticipating a slight pullback. And so I urged folks, or at least I relayed to them that I was going to go short in my portfolio. And that's what I did in July. Now, it wasn't the easiest to hold on to, like I told folks, because look what happened after July, around the time that I went short the market. We broke out of this range and then we went on to make all-time highs, right? And just when I was starting to give up hope, well, I wasn't really giving up hope, but just when things got, really tough and I started to question whether or not I made the right call, this happened here, right? Like about 2 weeks ago, we saw this insane sell-off on a Friday, which no one, including myself, anticipated. While I did anticipate a pullback, I didn't know it was going to happen so quickly, so swiftly, nonetheless in one day. So here we are, finding ourselves sitting, or rather right on top of what acted as resistance to 12, to 11, what acted as resistance for the past, 2 years or so. So you're asking me, and some folks ask me, and I'm giving this away for free, my thoughts, right? My thoughts are free. Well, sometimes. So you're saying, well, what's next? So if you called it here that the market was going to go up, and if around here you anticipated a pullback, what do you say now? Well, next week, we have the Feds and there's going to be some volatility. And if they decide to raise rates and the market pulls back, I honestly don't think, I think we're preparing for gloom and doom, and that's not going to happen. So I hope they just raise the rates and just so we can get on with it. But I still think we're going to go on to break the highs that we've broken already. Like I see, I won't say clear skies, but I see another 10 to 15% upside from here, believe it or not. So what I'm going to be watching going into next week and for the remainder of the year is the 200 levels. If we bounce around here, I'm not concerned at all. I will start to reverse my thesis if, and pay attention to these levels that I'm going to give you right now, 207, 208, so around here. So if we were to dip below 207, 208, and we have a hard time getting above those levels, then going forward, I might say, you know what? Pause on that bullish thesis. We might be in for a bear market. So if we break 207, 208, in my opinion, we would have breached our 6-7 year ascending uptrend line. And in that scenario, chances are I'll probably close my long positions and prepare to go short the market and other overvalued stocks. So that's kind of it. I know this is a little bit lengthy, and I kind of walked you through this like long speech to just let you know that I'm still bullish on the market. I expect a pullback. Levels that I'm paying attention to is 207, 208. If we breach that and can't get it back above, then I'm going to be not optimistic anymore, and I would be preparing myself for a bear market. So that's it. Short Me Tina at shortmetina.com. If you're not a subscriber, go on ahead to my website. I'm going to provide you, well, not the link. Honestly, I'm not even quite sure how to do that as of yet, but I'll put in the left screen around here the actual address to my website. So head on all over there, subscribe. If you disagree with my analysis, comment in the comment section of this YouTube video. Drop me an email. Just get involved. If you like the video, share it. And just continue to follow, and thanks for the support. Short Me Tina, shortmetina.com.